So, howdy, dear FPV pilots. Well, this is it. This is the Liftoff Simulator. I don't want to stretch the intro too much, so let's get started straight away. Why Liftoff? There are some free FPV simulators out there. Why would you want to pay a bunch of money for Liftoff? You only need to spend a minimum of couple of hours in Liftoff or any other simulator to learn the basic of FPV. Then you go outdoors and fly your FPV drone for the first time. That's great. Well, now think about it. Maybe you should consider learning some basic freestyle tricks. You return to Liftoff and again you go outside and put into practice what you've learned. But you've seen a nice acrobatic trick you want to learn. You have to do it in a simulator for the first time, right? Yet you return to Liftoff. And the story goes with a bit of racing and practicing on the cloudy days. So, Liftoff, like any FPV simulator, is not to learn only for a few hours and then fly. It's for repeated practice, improving and experimenting with your fly style, adjusting your rates, well, maybe for rates, maybe go with velocity drones, and learning different camera angles. Now, you should consider that an FPV simulator is actually a bit more than learning to fly. On top of that, you might want to join others in some multiplayer matches. That's super great, because Liftoff has a great community not only to share drones and maps blueprints, but to practice at will. But why Liftoff in the first place? Why not Trip FPV and Crashed or other FPV simulators? It's intuitive, beginner-friendly and easy to start even with zero experience. Many other simulators may require a bit more setup and adjustment to get you going, but not Liftoff. The only thing you'll ever have to do is to calibrate your FPV remote controller and start flying. Everything else is optional. And it does have a few things that set this simulator apart from others. As we probably mentioned, a great selection of maps and mods, a workbench to edit your drones as you like, and a massive online community. As for the graphics, Liftoff stands above average. The graphics are actually great, it's quite realistic, maybe not as real as Trip FPV or Uncrashed, but surely you can enjoy the lovely landscapes and areas you fly your drones in there. The advantage would be that Liftoff does not require a bunch of resources anymore to run smoothly. In fact, it does work well on a Mac computer compared to a few other simulators where they struggle. Liftoff has about 17 maps of different sizes for different type of practice, from a bit of freestyle or racing on a farm, maybe on a garage, to explore the northern lights and volcanic activities and even car racing tracks. But to take advantage of the few extra wonders, surely you will need some add-ons for that. And the add-ons cost money, which does bring Liftoff to a pretty expensive choice. And performance-wise, if you have a lower-end PC, you can still take advantage of smooth gameplay, but only on smaller maps. The bigger ones may need too many resources to run smoothly. Now, let's talk a bit about the simulator physics. Liftoff is not the top simulator, nor a bad one. In fact, the drone mechanics, throttle management, and overall physics are above average. But there are a few downsides we have to mention. The drones are a bit drifty. If you take sharp corners, it simply drifts too much compared to a real-world FPV drone. The gravitational acceleration, well, as I've named it, it's a bit too slow. Basically, what happens is after you release the throttle, it takes too long to start falling down towards the ground, the drone, of course, which makes the drone feel a bit floaty, to say it, as you see in this video, of course. Well, and that would be it, but there are not so significant downsides. They are just minor inconveniences you'll get used to it. Indeed, you'll do just fine training in Liftoff. In fact, many FPV pilots are saying that if you learn to fly an FPV drone in Liftoff, you'll do more than fine flying in real life because it's a bit harder to fly in Liftoff. So, Liftoff has them all. There is an excellent selection of drones and maps, quite good game physics despite the minor downsides, great compatibility with FPV remote controllers, and it's a well-optimized simulator, even for Macs. What I would love to see in Liftoff to bring it towards the first place is the ability to change the simulator physics, air drag, drone weight, and a few other settings that other simulators have, such as uncrashed FPV and Velocidrone. Liftoff lacks those features. So, after over 80 hours of training and practicing in Liftoff on top of other FPV simulators, I can hold my ground on what I've said on my other video, top 5 FPV simulators, that Liftoff is in 3rd place. If you would like to check that video or read the article, I'll link them down below. As for now, I thank you for watching this video and hope to see you around.